more stripper porn star.
Tiffany Sutterwood, or no, Tiffany Beechwood.
I think that actually is a good name.
Yeah,
It works. Mine is Pandy Darrow.
It sounds exotic.
Doesn't it? Pandy Darrow. It was a cat. Was yours a cat or a dog?
Cat. Meow.
Oh, I'm glad you meowed. All right, so we have badges on, and I'm trying to get them all. I'm trying to get it so I can see the chat. So, yeah, unfortunately, it says $0 earned. Try telling your viewers about badges. We have badges, you guys.
Badges.
And
there's Brian coming in. I see all kinds of people coming in. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, and welcome to our Wild Women with Wine. And those of you,
Thursday the 13th.
Joey says hello, Cougar. Okay. Hello, Prince of Darkness. And
what are you drinking tonight?
I have a lovely I think it's what is this? It's well, let's just say it's a Cabernet.
Okay, we can say that.
Not really. It's red.
Seven deadly sins.
Oh, this was actually a gift. That is the tail end of the gift that I got from Texas, a winery in Texas.
That's right. You did that last week, huh?
Obviously, I'm not a lush.
Right.
Mrs. L5, how you doing there, Ms. L5? She is right and ready to rock and roll with us over here. The guy who's giving me like Arabic writing, can you translate it? Because I only know English writing. I can only guess what you're saying. So anyway, we have questions. And if you'd like to ask questions, please ask us the questions that you've been dying to ask.
I got a great question in my inbox tonight.
And what might that be?
It was, what is the most loving thing?
Oh shit!
Thing a man can do for you.
What is the most? Oh, so are we talking the 5 love language?
I don't know. Just like for you personally, like what is the most loving thing a man could do for you? Like what equates like an incredibly loving thing?
Eat my ass? No, I'm just kidding. Just a joke.
We're not on your TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok would have said, honestly, I've done this, the love language, and I am a combination of service. I like someone who like cooks for me and takes care of me, my needs like that. It's a very loving thing. And then I also like spending time together and with the person who's listening to me. So being listened to is always helpful. What about you?
Well, I can just tell you with a quick story.
Okay, why not?
Many years, I think I've shared this before. Many years ago, I was looking at an option of moving to New York for a year to work.
Okay.
And I presented that to Mark, and he was like, "Okay, well, let's talk it out. What would this look like? You could come home. How often I could come there? I mean, he was like willing, to accept it. And I was really torn, like to be away for a year from my family and to live in another place, but like that. And so I finally said to him, what do you think I should do? And he's like, I'm not gonna tell you what I think you should do, because then I'll never know what you really want and who you really are. And I'm interested to know and to watch your path, your authentic path, not my version of what I think you should do. And that was probably the most loving, flattering thing a human being has ever said to me was, I want to know you. Mm-hmm. I don't want to try to control who you are.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very deep. Very deep.
Well, it was a huge shift.
What did you ultimately do?
I didn't get offered the job, but I would have taken it.
And how old were your kids? Would you have left your kids?
No, they were grown.
Oh, they were grown. What happened to you over here?
My kids have been grown a long time.
You're like old Mother Hubbard. You got more kids and grandkids and.
I've got lots of shoes filled with kids.
Yep. So Mrs. Elvis is saying she's great. Thank you. How are you? We're right now, both of us, as of now, I'm negative for COVID, but at any moment that could change.
Thank you, Brady.
Just throwing it out. Oh, we got a badge. Thank you, Brady, for the badge. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Trying to stay away from the COVID virus that seems to be permeating my hallway. It's unbelievable. It is crazy. It's nuts. Anyway, so what questions do you guys have today? Besides, and if anybody wants to respond to my love language questions or Dr. Nancy's, please do. What do you think about the story she just told us? I'd like to hear what you thought about her language of love. What's your love language? I'm gonna figure out what the 5. Do you know what the 5 are?
It's acts of service.
Acts of service.
Words of affirmation.
Gifts.
Time.
Gifts.
Gifts. Quality time, gifts, and touch.
And touch. Right. Yeah. So.
I mean, I think there's a lot more than that, but I think that, he basically started with 5. I think I use that book a lot to open up conversation about when you feel loved. We talk a lot about loving. I love you, and loving. How I love. But if you have different languages, you could be speaking French and they only understand Arabic.
Right.
So you have to become bilingual.
Exactly.
All right, Brady, good job getting your booster. Everybody should just go get a booster. I don't care when you got vaccinated. Just go get boosted. Don't wait.
Yeah, go get your booster. Well, that's what happened to my friend. She got her booster, and then 2 days later, she got really sick. Or the next day she got sick, and the next day she got sick. So she thought it was from the booster.
Oh,
but she really had.
Confusing.
But she had COVID because she at the same time had gotten COVID. Now, Hostel MGTOW saying people who have COVID don't even have COVID. What the hell does that mean? Hostel MGTOW, do not stick to medicine as your day job.
Yeah. You're fired from your doctor.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the idea of these love languages. So if you guys have a love language, tell us what it is and why you.
What is it that someone has done for you that has made you feel really loved?
Okay, Mrs. Elf said, mine is respect and touch.
Awesome.
So you picked a couple. And what happens if you find out that you're different from your partner's love language? Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Or is it just a matter of like, well,
I think there's a 20% chance you're gonna be different than you.
I think there's gonna be like a 90% chance. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's what makes it exciting. We don't want a partner just like us. What are we going to learn from that?
Right.
And the love languages you can use with your children, your friends, your coworkers, anybody. If you know what makes them feel special and what they need in order to feel seen and heard and cared about, you've got the tool to express your feelings.
And it's okay.
In a language they understand.
Like I have friends that are all into the gifts, like what designers, whatever they got. It's never been my thing. I mean, I like nice stuff. I wouldn't throw it in the garbage if someone gave me something Gucci, but it's not what I live for. And it's not, and if you're an asshole to me and all you do is give me a Gucci wallet, that's not going to do it for me. So my love language is not gifts.
No, mine neither. No.
Man, to take your shoes off. That's your love language?
If somebody does something for me, gives me a gift that it can be like something they make or something they just found. Like my granddaughter had a coffee cup made for me this year.
Oh.
And my oldest granddaughter and I have kind of an ongoing joke. I call her little shit, and she calls me old shit. She's 19. So
Oh, I was going to say, yeah.
It's kind of funny. But my 17-year-old granddaughter bought me a coffee mug, and she had all 5 of my grandchildren's names put on there, and with little piles of shit under them that said "Little Shits," Nana's Little Shits.
That's very cute.
It was like, I'm sure it cost her $12, and it was like.
But that meant a lot.
It's like, and my future new son-in-law drank out of my coffee cup the next day, and I was like,
oh, you might, yeah. Put that down.
Put that down. Don't you break my coffee cup.
Like when my son went to Washington, D.C., he brought back home like a little, what is the long monument? Well, whatever. A little scene of Washington, D.C., and it said, "World's Best Mom." I'll kill someone if they break that mug.
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, those are the things, it's the meaningful things. There's somebody that does something because you mentioned it a year ago, and then all of a sudden they show up with something that they know matters to you. That's for me, that's huge. Yeah.
What is your advice for men in their 20s on how to approach a cougar? Well, I guess we're going to go right back into the questions of the day.
Karen's got a book.
I got a book that answers your questions. It's called Fuck Games, Date Cougars, F***K Games, Date Cougars. And in this book, I promise you, there will be a chapter on how to approach cougars. But just because I'm feeling very generous, I'm going to give you a hint. Approach a cougar the way you approach anyone who you'd like to establish a friendship or relationship with. In other words, be respectful, be interesting, be curious, be the listener, talk about some things in the room, put some humor. Yeah, well, we'll get to what you shouldn't do. But use your humor, use your personality. That's what I would suggest, Sion. Hope that helps. Scratch and win, checking in with you two beautiful ladies. Well, you can check in all you want, Scratch and win. Boom.
Scratch and win.
Scratch and win, boom.
Scratch and we win.
We don't even have to see. We tickle is the funny bone there. But yeah, what I think people don't really understand is there's an overemphasis to me on a quality person. It overemphasizes the good looks part, because sometimes guys that are really good looking or girls that are really good looking, they never have to establish a personality, so they don't have much of one. But I'm always attracted to someone who has a good sense of humor, and it's got a little something going on, a little challenging in the noodle department.
And I don't know if I've shared this with you before, but my mother, bless her little heart, told me when I was probably 9, 10, 11, something like that, "Nancy, you'll never be beautiful. You're cute, but you'll never be beautiful."
Oh man! Boom!
And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I better get an education."
What a horrible! I mean, honestly, I don't mean to be judgmental about your mom, but that was
You can be. It's okay.
It reminds me of when I took my son to the eye doctor when he was like 5, and he was not an athlete, but he still thought he wanted to be Michael Jordan, like everybody does, And I took him to the eye doctor. The eye doctor looked at him and goes, "Well, you got one lazy eye. You'll just never be Michael Jordan." Well, it just devastated that kid, even though he had 0 talent anyway. He just why would you say that to someone? Why would you already close a door to anyone's dreams when they're children, or even as adults? Now, Mrs. L said, if there is a love and communication from both parties and care about each other and care about each other's needs, we will find the way to love each other better. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm trying to go back to what was a backhanded compliment, Brady. Now I don't think that was a compliment at all. What Mom said.
That's not a yeah. She said you're cute, but you're never going to be beautiful.
Yeah, no, that was pretty mean.
All right. But she's not around, so we're just going to give her a break.
Yeah. She did the best you could with what she had.
Well,
I
honestly,
go backwards on my thing. So go back. Brady had a really good question. Can you scroll back?
yeah,
to see?
I do want to say that in fairness to our parents, they didn't have like the psychological know-how the way we do now. They were never like it was never like you didn't talk at the dinner table. There was a lot of stuff that went on that they thought they were just doing the best they could. So I can't.
Were seen and not heard.
Yeah, we were the silent generation, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now there's no excuse for that kind of shit now.
No.
All right, I'll go back and find out what Brady's.
No, my daughters, in fact, they have lots of confidence. They know they're stunningly beautiful and fabulous and talented, and they walk. And my granddaughters, they walk like they own the world. It's awesome.
The granddaughter, yeah. Let's hope they stay with that, because sometimes they can go through 7th grade and that could be troublesome. Okay, first of all, I'd like to Scratch and Win Boom would like to tell us that he was in Vegas for New Year's and was so awesome. Met a gorgeous cougar. You met a confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy woman. That's terrific. Brady said, is there a difference between love languages and your partner's values? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
So is there a difference between love language and your partner's values?
I think there's a vast difference between yeah. I mean, your own personal value system is your beliefs about respect and boundaries and how you see the world, and
your integrity.
I mean, it's like your own personal list of morals and what you need to do to be able to live with yourself. Love language is what kind of language you need spoken to you so that you feel loved, and how you learn to speak to another person based on what they need to feel loved. Because we can love someone with our language and they may never, ever feel loved.
Right. Like the example I gave, which if your love language is not gifts, and the way that your partner shows love is by giving you gifts, he's missing the boat, or she's missing the boat. Right. So that's what we're asking Amory Diaz.
Yeah.
So if anybody would like to share what their love language is, I'd be interested to hear, and why.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised when I took the quiz, though. I thought I was going to be more one way than the other, and apparently I wasn't. Basically, I just like when a man cooks for me.
Acts of service.
So, and that's for my own safety too, because the other day I told us about that. I don't know if I brought this up last week about what I did when I tried to cook. I did talk about this on my podcast. You guys have a podcast called Sex Talk with My Mom. And I admitted that my partner was cooking for me because he would rather not be poisoned. And he said, can you just do one favor for me? I'm cooking the whole meal. We got one of those Hello Fresh meals, which is fantastic, by the way. Mm-hmm. And he was chopping all the ingredients up and everything. And he said, can you just do me one favor? I just want you to put 2 sweet potatoes in the microwave for like 5 minutes. So I go, okay, no problem. I'm on the phone talking to my friend. I'm drinking wine. And also, in all fairness, I do have ADD. So I went over and I put the potatoes in and I turned the timer on and I went back to talking. And then about 5 minutes later, my boyfriend goes, why didn't you put the potatoes in the microwave? I forgot. Basically, I broke the microwave, temporarily broke the microwave. Could have almost started a fire because I forgot to put. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Now I do know this. So you have to.
Know that you had to put the potatoes in the microwave.
I knew you would have to put the potatoes if you wanted them cooked, but I didn't know that it could cause a fire if you don't put anything in the microwave and you turn it on and leave it there. So I went. Yeah. I Googled it all. I freaked out, and then I luckily he was able to pull the microwave out and unplug the cord and then re-plug it in a different outlet because we broke the outlet. But it works again. And I was able to cook the potatoes. But anyway, this is why my love language is service.
Yes.
because I want to be able to eat in the future and survive and not starve to death because of Scratch and Boom. Scratch and Win Boom says his love language is physical touching and heavy foreplay. Woo! Okay, I guess that goes under the same category, physical touch.
So do you love making out?
I do. I mean, I'm going to qualify, especially if it's a new relationship. I love making out. You know, I think we all crave the excitement of like just discovering a new way of kissing, but I do. I still like it a lot. What about you?
Love it.
I love it.
I live for it.
You live for it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about making out versus all the other types of foreplay or downright intercourse?
I think in my life, the first time I really made out with somebody that I really liked, I can still taste him.
Woo! Well, I remember tasting someone. I could still taste someone because they had just eaten a lollipop. So that I remember. But yeah, I think it's important. Again, a tip from the elder stateswomen here. Learn how to kiss. It's a dance. It's a literal dance. You guys like? Do you like making out? Do you guys like that? It's a dance. And there's certain things you don't want to do. I think what's the most disgusting thing for you?
I think too much slobber.
Yes, the whole Saint Bernard thing. It's disgusting.
While they're kissing, and it's like just too wet. And the other one that has happened rare, but like if they're chewing gum and all of a sudden you've got gum in your mouth, you're like, what the?
Anything, chewing any food. I don't want it in my mouth. No.
Yeah. No, and I think we forget how sensitive the lips are and how erotic.
Right.
The whole mouth is.
That's why I never did lip injection. I don't want to lose any sensation over here.
Play with the lips. It's like the vulva. You don't go just ramming in there. You want to play with the whole area.
Yeah.
And get it all excited. So play with the lips, play with the face.
And don't go too fast. Do and whatever it is, whatever the intensity is, go down at least 50%. 50%. And by the way, this dog has no boundaries. There's a lot of physical touch going on here without consent. Anyway.
So for some reason, the comments have stopped scrolling on my screen.
They stopped scrolling. Yeah, I'm sorry. The YouTube is getting a nice picture of my underarms. Don't think I'd have enough kissing to know kind of one of these pecs. Lady Tina says, don't think I'd have enough kissing to know kind of one of these pecs. Lady Tina, give us more of an example of what you're saying. Brady, I love to make out slowly and easy is the best way to go. Yay.
Yeah. And it's all different because sometimes a passionate, get in there and eat them up kind of kiss. Sometimes it's just those tender little
kitten nips.
And it's all good. I'm getting all worked up.
I know. I can tell you're already all excited about something. I don't know what's going on. She's squirming. She's sweating. She's panting. The whole thing is going on. She's flushed. Kissing is awesome when you are both connected. Yeah, if you're not connected, it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the first things to go, don't you think? When you're in a relationship that's headed south, it's like you don't even want to be near their face.
Yeah, there isn't much kissing for me to like. Remember, like you and Nancy, I don't have kissing memories.
Oh,
Tina, is never too late to start.
Right.
You could start as easy as right now. Although
another question.
COVID has put a little damper on the whole idea of kissing.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not want to be single right now and make out with some person and find out that they had COVID the next day.
Well, that's why, if I were in the dating world now, we'd meet, stay 12 feet apart.
Yeah, you come with your measuring tape. Okay.
Do a test.
Hi.
Test. All holes, whatever. Test your holes. And then,
test your holes.
It's a whole test.
Lady Tina says she's going to find someone to kiss soon.
Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
And Scratch and Win Boom said, I can still taste my New Year's Eve babe from Vegas. Can't wait till we meet again in Houston, Valentine's weekend. Ooh, fill us in on the Valentine's Day little makeout session. Are you guys doing your little Zoom talks or FaceTime talks? Mrs. L says, many people like chewing Mentos and stuff for better breath. I hate it because when I kiss someone, I want to taste them, not their food. Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. I'll take that minty fresh breath any day over some bad breath.
True.
So just taking an inventory.
So here's a question for you.
What?
This is kind of an interesting one, I thought. It could bring some interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reputation as a child between the age of 5 and 12?
Probably I was shy. I know you might find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
But I was shy. I was curious and shy. And very trying to please my parents because I was a firstborn. Firstborn kids always have to try to please their parents.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my. Yeah, I was a little shy girl. How about you?
I was very chatty.
Well, yeah, if that's possible. I did get in trouble for chatting so much in third grade. Is that the same? Yeah, third grade when I was so chatty.
A lot of my report cards were
talks too much.
Nancy is a delight to have in class. But she could probably get a lot more work done if she was a little less social.
And also I got in trouble. I mean, I had to wash all the desks off after school because I was talking so much. So yeah, I was definitely social. I was a shy social butterfly.
That's an interesting combination.
Brady had a goofy reputation, but I was very chatty too. I think undiagnosed ADD, like me and you, we had a tendency just to say what's on my mind. We just had to. Obviously, we're doing what we need to do right now.
Right.
Lady Tina said I was chatty, if not chatting. I was doing pranks at 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wasn't much of a prankster.
I think this is a really good first date question.
Yeah. Well, and how does it change over,
Yeah. And then how do you still have the same reputation? What has changed?
I still am very shy. Can't you tell?
Yeah. I think people are surprised to find out that I'm an introvert.
Well, I know, because I don't think people really understand what introvert means. Because I think there's not one person out there that doesn't need their time alone. And I think we've talked about that before. I mean, yeah. I think you can be both introverted and extroverted at the same time.
I guess it's situational too.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you walked into a market research room, that's a perfect time to figure out what you are. Would you be the one to take over the room and try to introduce everybody to each other and to try to be funny when they're giving, what do you think of these product tests? Or would you be the one, the quiet one, and wait for someone to call on you to talk?
I'd be the quiet one.
Yeah, I would be take over the room.
If I'm in a group where I don't know people,
you get introverted.
I'm just like a little bit of a wallflower.
Oh. Fun Time Savage started following me. Thank you. Can't tell that you are shy, Karen. You can't tell? No, okay. I'm literally not. I'm totally the opposite of being shy right now. Although I do need my alone time like you. I almost get like someone asked me to perform in June on stage with 3 other women talking about like our lives and shit like that. And I told her I have to think about it, but already I immediately the first thing I thought I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. It sounds like a lot of work and sounds like I'm
Oh,
really.
you'll love it though.
I have performed live with my son, and I feel comfortable there. But yeah, I don't know if I'd do it on my own, but we'll see. I have to figure it out.
I think those are opportunities for you to be just yourself.
Yeah.
And once you speak so easily, and once you get past the shit, I got to be on stage, and you get up there, it'll be just like you and I talking.
Yeah. No, I'm not really worried about that aspect. It's the preparation. I'd have to tell a story for like 10 to 15 minutes. I know this girl. I've been on her podcast. It's a lot of work. It's you can't just walk out there and say, "Hey, here I am."
Just wing it, huh?
Nah. Karen, would you be going to Jamaica with Nancy in the summertime? One of these days I got to go with Jamaica. I got to do some stuff with Nancy. We're talking.
This may be my last one. So
oh man, why? Why were you hanging up the shingle?
I'm over it.
You know, it's like being a MC. It's the same kind of thing. What I'm saying is, what's holding you back is the same thing. It sounds really fun, and it is really fun, but it's exhausting.
It is. It's a lot of work, I love. I mean, what I do when I'm there, I love. I mean, I live for that.
Right.
And the impact it makes on people's lives feeds my soul for lifetimes. But it's the resort just keeps changing. It keeps changing how the business runs. I'm still fighting with a asshole group that I sold travel through last year. I'm in litigation with them for getting paid for last June.
No.
So it's like I work for a whole year and then I have to fight for the whole next year for my income.
It's bullshit.
Not worth it.
Yeah. All right. So I got to go in June, I guess.
Yeah. Let's make it a wing bang.
Well, I also have to go to St. Lucia for my other friend. I got a lot of traveling to do. We got to get COVID out of the picture. Can't thank you enough, Nancy, for what you have given Lola and I, says Sham7.
Oh.
And then also, Tom from Wales says hi. And Aaron says, my goodness, I love you ladies. Both are incredible. Dr. Nancy, you are a knockout. Oh.
That's so
very sweet. It's very. Mrs. L said,
"I'm according to my mother."
Apparently, Mrs. L says that I guess that's an ambivert. I guess I'm an ambivert.
What's an ambivert again? It's
like both, both an introvert and an extrovert. I'm an ambivert.
Yeah, I guess I could be considered that because when I'm running an event,
yeah, you have no fear.
And I'm very social, but I have a role. I think is the thing is I know my purpose there. When I just walk into a party of strangers, I don't really know what my purpose is there.
Yeah, I like more like quiet. Like if I had a choice, do I want to get together with 3 other people or 20 other people? I'll take the 3.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to get in there and have a conversation.
Yeah.
If you get the 20 people, you're talking about their kids and their grandkids.
Yeah. I like those times when you've had a couple of cocktails and you just start laughing and everything. I mean, I have my and you would love my girlfriends that go with me to Jamaica in June. I mean, we get the sillies. And one night, my girlfriend, we brought facial stuff to do, and so my girlfriend and I put on the masks and then walked down because we were like all in a row. Walked down to the other girl's room and woke her up at 2 a.m.
You freaked her out? That could give anyone nightmares.
But no, then she would put one on her, and then we just sat there and laughed for an hour. I mean, there's just some crazy, silly, fun things that it's like summer camp for grown-ups.
Yeah.
All right, I got another one for you.
More questions. You guys, if you would like to answer any questions, let us know.
Who do you currently hold yourself accountable to as it pertains to your role in your relationship?
Ooh. Who the hell came up with this question?
This is one of my books on healing.
Oh my God.
Healing cards.
So say that again.
Who do you currently hold yourself accountable to as it pertains to your role in your relationship?
I have to go with myself. I think it's if I feel like I'm doing something wrong and I'm not being ethical, or if I'm not being sensitive or empathic to my partner, that's my bad.
Yeah.
What about you?
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I hold myself accountable to both me and Mark, because
you cannot take. It was a question.
Huh?
You have to pick one.
No, it didn't give you a choice. It who do you hold yourself accountable to?
Oh, you could say either one. I didn't realize
as it pertains to your role in your relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm certainly first myself, because I have to own my own shit, right? That's one of my biggest consistencies in my life, is to own my own shit. And I screw up pretty much daily. So
you do.
I do. So I can back up and own my own shit. So in my relationship, I have to own what am I giving to the relationship? How close am I watching him, and how we're interacting, and how what I'm doing is impacting him.
Mm.
And then it's his responsibility to watch how what he's doing is impacting me.
Mm.
And if both people are holding themselves responsible and accountable, it works really well. It doesn't work when only one person's doing that.
Right.
That's usually when things start to fall apart. Is when one person's blaming the other person for all that's not right in the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You got any heavier questions? I'd like to get some more.
This is kind of a fun one. What similarities do you have with your parents?
Oh, I think that's a fun question. You want to go first?
No, I'll let you go first, because I got to think about that.
Oh, okay. So I definitely have my dad's sense of humor and irreverence. My dad literally would talk to anybody and would be so disappointed if he could not find out, and it wasn't racist. It was more like he was just curious about everyone's ethnicity, what foods they liked, what the political climate is at their country of origin. He would get so disappointed if it was just like a run-of-the-mill white person working behind the counter. He wanted to find out, like if you were from a country that had like a dictator, he'd like to find out what you thought about that man, or what kind of food did you eat over there, what kind of music did you listen to, or what were your children like.
Cool.
And so I definitely got his curiosity to find out about what makes people tick, especially if I'm drunk, or especially if I'm in an Uber. If anybody wants to have a fun time, get in an Uber with me and my boyfriend, because it is always a trip. You never know what's going to come. I love to ask, my favorite question in an Uber is, has anybody ever had sex in your Uber or Lyft? And what did you do about it? I'm telling you, I got some good answers.
Oh, man, that's a great question.
I love when they go, not yet, but I wish. So anyway, I think I'm take after my deceased father, but yeah.
I would have guessed that based on how you speak about your dad
Oh yeah.
and
I'm
just
gonna
that,
start crying pretty soon. So just
just that connection you have with
yeah,
him. So
yeah.
he's still there.
I hope so. Okay.
Well,
Woo!
he shows up. Okay.
Let's hear about your connection with one or both of your parents.
I think my parents were, even though my mom just said that stupid thing, I think my parents were pretty advanced,
Really?
culturally, about race because my dad was a plant manager for a big corporation in the Bay Area, and we always had like all of his like chemists and engineers to our house for dinner, and I mean they were from all over the world, and so we always had, and my mom would always put out a word to all the colleges around where we lived at Thanksgiving or Christmas. If any student is left behind and doesn't have a family to go to, come on over. We'll feed you. So we always had students, college students, coming to dinner. So I grew up in a house that was very open to other people's
and generous too.
And generous, yeah. My mom had it. I don't have this. I wished I did, but I've not developed the skill. My mom, of course, she was raised in the Depression, but she could stretch a meal that she had planned for 4 to feed 24. I don't know how she did it, but she could. Everybody always had enough to eat. So
well, me and your mom didn't
bring a whole bunch of my friends over for dinner.
Yeah, I did not have that in common with your mother. But I did have something else in common with my mom that I just thought of. So had that in common with my dad, but my mom was the original Cougar. All my friends from the time they were noticing women were attracted to my mom. And she was a flirt. She just loves to flirt. She still's a flirt. And she's 89 years old with Parkinson's, but she loves to flirt. So yeah.
You'll have to send me a picture of her when she was.
Oh, she looked like Jackie Onassis.
Really?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Wow.
Really pretty woman.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Yay.
So we had that in common. She, I learned my flirting from her, and I got my dad's sense of adventure and love of learning about people.
I definitely got my flirt from my mom. She was definitely a flirt. I remember her talking about, like singers or people that she admired. She would say, "Park your shoes under my bed anytime."
See, the apple don't fall far from the tree, does it?
No, and
I really like this question. You guys, I would like to hear what everybody else has to say because that's very interesting. So, what was it? How do you phrase that question again? Because I really enjoyed it.
What similarities do you have? Do you share with your parents?
Yeah, what similarities do you have that you share with your parents? You guys, let us know. Do you have any similarities? Do you believe yourself to be a nationality, a zodiac sign, some other pseudo psychological construct, stereotype, or an actual human being? I don't even. I guess I'm the first one. I'm not an actual human being. I'm something in between.
There's somebody in there with some judgment.
Well, his name is Kavi, Kavi. He said, "By the way, my love language is nonconformity." Oh, shocker! Also, do you believe in living your one and only life at other people's expenses? No.
Whoa.
No. Do you?
I think this person is highly judgmental and needs to go check themselves.
Okay, Kavi. She feels you're highly judgmental. I have my mother's hips. Well, that's nice to hear. Kavi has his mother's hips. Okay. Well, welcome to Wild Women with Wine, Kavi. Anyway.
Yes. So, one last question. Okay.
Okay.
What areas of your life do you think you could most benefit from mentorship in?
Oh. That's a tough one. All.
All?
Oh, what areas of my life could I use a mentor in? Oh my God, is that a tough one? I don't know. I'm going to say I'm going to have to take a pass on that question because that's a tough one. What do you think?
I think it's. I would like to seek a mentor that could help me really hone my intentions.
You said exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what somewhat like what you were just saying before about, well, I'm not going to do that anymore, but I'm going to do this. I'm all over the place too. And it'd be a good idea to figure out like, what is it that really is my final destination in life? And how do we get there?
You and I both have a lot of stuff going, a lot of different projects, a lot of different
all the time
arms and legs of what we do. And sometimes that's great because it's a lot of different opportunities can arise from that. But other times it can be very disconnected
and distracting.
Yeah, because it's easy to lean into the things that are easier.
Like, look at even in this conversation, we talked about how I should think about doing this live show, and immediately like, yeah, do it. But we really didn't sit down and think, well, what was the reason you would do it, or what are your thoughts about why are you doing it? What's the benefits? What's the negatives? How's it affecting your time?
Right. Yeah, because I think you and I both go, oh,
that sounds like fun. I already said a reality show. I already said yes to today, which is insane, just today. I mean, every day there, a vibrator company calls me up or emails me and wants me to talk about there's a million different opportunities that you are constantly like just making decisions. Boom, 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 boom.
Right. And almost always those have more benefit for others than they do you.
You think?
So that's what I mean. Maybe we could be each other's manager, and so they have to filter through.
Done.
It's hard to do that for yourself.
But it's easy to see it for someone else.
Right.
That's what the takeaway to tonight's episode is. Nancy and I are going to be each other's mentors. All right. This guy goes, what kind of dog shit is that? Okay, Kavi, you are in a dog house right now. Kavi's going in timeout. Put user in timeout. All right, he's in timeout. Okay. Kavi's in timeout.
So what happens when they go in timeout?
I don't know what he's doing,
man.
They
still see the show, or they just can't comment?
I think he's KarenLee do like British music from the 80s and good bar too. I'm going with yeah. I'm going with yeah. I don't know what that meant, but British music from the 80s always sounds good. It's like, does that mean the Beatles? Or that's past the Beatles? That's just, Wings? Paul McCartney? British music from the 80s. Give me more specifics.
80s music is great.
I mean, I think I'm very blessed that I was born and you were born in the decades of like the true classic rock.
Definitely.
I was very lucky to be,
But you were like a groupie.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Look what's on my wall over here.
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen your wall.
My wall of I definitely am a what's that called? A groupie? No. Someone who goes to all the concerts and hangs out by the door, that kind of girl. Yeah, that's a groupie, yeah. But it's called something else. There was a
stalker?
Kate Hudson. No. Yes. Yes. Please, sir, can I have another? Wait, what was that one with Kate Hudson? Star or something or other.
Like a roadie.
Yeah.
Road wench. I don't know.
Road wench? Okay. You should not drink after not having been sleeping since 3 a.m. Road.
This one
I,
glass of wine is gonna make me a nice
I
girl.
literally, okay, you guys saw how much I started with. Look at what I got left. Like, I drank 2 sips and I'm literally out of my mind. Oh, thank you, Bob. Okay, Bob, otherwise known as Incognito. Thank you. This is why we have Bob around. The movie was called Almost Famous. And Bob, what were the name of the groupies? It was called something, but I forgot.
Were they not called groupies?
They were called something else, but Bob will let me know because he's in his 20s and 20s still has brain cells. 20 hasn't lost their brain cells to marijuana and Quaaludes. and red wine that's been here for a week.
You can tell we're not really picky.
I'm not really picky. It's red and it's wet.
Oh my God.
Come on, A-list Incognito. We need to know the name of the groupies that were called from Almost Famous. They were called something. Maybe it was roadies. I don't know.
Yeah.
What did you call it, wench? Anyway. Road wenchers. Band-Aids, he said. They were called Band-Aids.
Oh, Band-Aids. That's hilarious.
Okay. So question, Dr. Nan. As you know, Lola, a.k.a. Luann, are not always on the same page, but if you could recommend just one of your seminars for us, which would you recommend?
I think that when I do the intimacy retreat, which is just focused on couples, like the June event is focused on everyone, mostly women. So I do a little bit for couples, but when I do my focused retreats with couples, so it's like 3 to 7.
Ah, shit. How did that go? Sorry about that.
Those really help people move energetically to the places they want to go.
Okay.
So I would say a more intensive couples retreat. Yeah.
Amanda says, I just have to say you ladies are some of the most intelligent and wonderful humans I know. Thank you for your consistent Instagram lives. Oh, much love, XX. Amanda, thank you.
Thank you.
We feel very appreciated.
That's like our love language.
You're speaking our love language. You're speaking our words of affirmation are coming through, Amanda. Thank you. A lot of questions going on here on YouTube. Let me throw some out at you. Love from Pakistani young lady. Is cougar interpretation different in different places? Not sure what that means.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. KarenLee, how can a single guy get with a single mature neighbor that lives next door? Get the book. Get the book. Here's the book.
First, is she like available to be getting?
Yeah, I guess before you get with any neighbors, let's just say.
It's like be careful with the neighbor thing because if you mess up a neighbor relationship, it could make your life hell. Really hell. Yeah, it's like messing with somebody at work or in your class at school
or my favorite, your hairdresser. Don't mess with your hairdresser.
That would never have crossed my mind, but
I'm telling you, it is, especially if they're a colorist, because I used to have a very good-looking colorist, and I thought I could always find another good-looking guy, but I can't find another colorist that is good as what he does. So, just saying, think of the long-term consequences. If you jump into the neighbor, and then you lose your place, or it's awkward every time you see the neighbors, just make sure.
Jumping into the neighbor thing.
All right, but if you want to, start by just having a little cup of coffee or something, and just see if you even jive.
Yeah.
Amit is asking about the cougar interpretation in different places over and over and over again, but it's the same answer as it's probably different. And scratch and
you can change it.
Yeah.
You can make it what Karen has designed it to be, which is a powerful acronym.
Yes. Confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy.
Yes.
Book in, can you get the book in Pakistan? It's on Amazon.
You have Amazon in Pakistan.
Yeah. If you got Amazon in Pakistan, you could find the book. I don't know what they have over there. I know they need some work, you know, being more open-minded. But anyway, we're getting close to the bewitching hour, which is time to say goodbye.
Are there any more questions that are?
A lot of questions.
Are there good ones?
Of course, they're good ones. Everybody's questions are good.
That's true. But are there ones we haven't had before?
Let's see. Brady said, I would love my mentor to teach me how to avoid judging a book by their cover.
That's a great ask.
Can you find a mentor who does hypnosis? Megan, a good bar like the candy. I don't know what that meant, but
Mr. Goodbar, like the candy.
Good bar is just delicious. I need to find a woman who's into that. Okay. I love classic rock, Dark Side of the Moon, blah, 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 blah. I'm so sorry. Thank you for following us. Let's see. There's a lot of chat that I missed. No fun to watch you. No, too fun to watch you on live. I don't know what that means, but okay. I'm sure that book will help to convince that hot lady. Yes, it will. Hi from the Philippines. Joshua, I love the Filipino people. I love, love, love. As a whole, I can tell you there's two types of people I love, Filipinos and Bulgarians. I have never met a Filipino or a Bulgarian person that has not been sugar.
That's awesome.
That's just been my experience. Mr. Bean has joined us.
Well, when we do our world tour, we'll have to put those countries on our list.
100%. Philippines, yeah. Bulgaria. If anybody agree with me on this? Well, I'll wait and see. Or if there's any other countries that we have to visit with wonderful people, let us know. Oh, Mr. Bean bought a badge. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. That's Mr. Bean. That is very sweet of you. We appreciate your humor and the sheep that you like to have sex with.
Daisy.
Is the idea of cougar a part of perversion? No. Confident, older, unique, giant. It's basically a confident woman. Texas says Brazil. Is the idea of cougar a part? Yeah. KarenLee, woman in New York City, 55-year-old man and 30-year-old. Okay. Okay. Not sure where that was going. So I can't wait to see your event together. Oh, what does that mean? And why isn't I got some serious issues going on here I got some charging issues. Anyway, well, my friend, I wish you a wonderful time.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll send you some pictures.
I would love to see some pictures. So you're going to be back next week, or probably not?
No, because next week I will be on
a secluded area.
A very interesting beach in Mexico.
Okay.
Watching the sunset. So I'll send you a picture.
I got to tell you, I was just in Cozumel and I saw the sunsets there, and I've got some pictures of sunsets, and they are unparalleled.
So I will. I'm not going to be on social media this whole time.
Oh
no! But you have my text, so I will send you. I will send you a picture you can post for me on Thursday.
Okay.
With something about us. So.
Okay, that sounds intriguing. Well, stay well and have fun, and make sure you have fun.
I will. Yeah. Well, we're just excited to have this time in the sun together and not have to work. You know, I mean, we work all the time, so
Yes. And Megan says, yay to no social media.
yay, no social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turn it off. Just turning it all off. I'm gonna exit out of all my plans. I'm so needing a break. I need to reset. So
You're welcome, Bryson, and thank you for joining us here. She said thank you for going live. Yeah, I hope that everyone has a wonderful week. Or actually, 2 weeks. You can still catch us. I shouldn't say catch us. You can catch me. I'm not going on social media because I've already gone on social media for the week that I was away. But I will. I'll be here if you guys want to find me. I'm going to be doing my TikTok thing. If you want to listen to,
check out our new YouTube, the Wild Wine Show. We have our own YouTube channel now, and I'll upload this show up there tonight. And so I'm starting to. I've got a few things up there, but subscribe so that motivates me to put some of the old shows up there.
Yeah,
my own YouTube channel.
Okay, you guys. So check out our YouTube. Check out our TikTok. We have a we have our Wild Woman with Wine on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. We have my show with my son, Sex Talk with My Mom. Everywhere you can find podcasts and YouTube and all the rest of the stuff on TikTok. KarenLee Potter, anywhere on the internet. Nancy is at drnsp.com.
Yeah, drnsp.com.
drnsp.com. You'll find anything you want to know about Nancy, but I'm afraid to ask. We do appreciate all the badges that you guys sent today. Amit, don't feel guilty about any. He says, why I feel guilty while I tried to get in a relationship with an old woman. Amit, guilt is a waste of an emotion. Just go for it. Just don't worry about everything. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Keep your happiness as your priority. You know?
Yes.
Does it feel right to you? Listen to your gut.
All right. I hope that helps you.
What the rest of the world thinks. They're not paying your bills or wiping your butt.
That's right. They might be wiping your butt, but then, Brady bought another badge. Thank you, Brady. That was sweet.
Thank you, Brady.
Joey, you're 37 years old. Thank you for sharing your age. And you need a cougar in your life? I hope you find one.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yep. All right.
Love you. Have fun.
Much love.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Okay.
Maybe.
Never know. Life's an adventure. I'm not dead yet.
All right. I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear the stories. Thank you to Mrs. L for being consistently here as the woman tribe that we are.
Yes, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
I'll have some stories for you.
I can't wait to hear. Bye.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Love you.
Love you too. All right, you guys. I gotta run. It's been real. Bye.